Yes, she is. We got it. So I believe you're centered. You know, I mean, the people
Yeah,
on
yeah.
YouTube, they'll complain, you know, if you're not. So that's just, you know, that's the way that it works.
Oh
But
no,
we're
I'm
back.
gonna be off-centered then.
No, you're centered. You're perfectly centered. So I think this is episode 11. There's a Black
Yeah,
Jaded Wolf on page 11.
we're in double digit.
It's funny. I was at a show this weekend. And I want to talk to you about your shows over the last 2 weeks, if you went to any, and also the prep for Mint, because we're recording this, we're releasing this before Mint. We're going to be talking about Mint a lot, the prep, what you're doing, you name it. But I just have a funny little story. I was at a show yesterday with my son.
Okay.
Ian was wearing a tiger hat, and I was wearing a tiger hat. And Throwback was there, one of our listeners, first time ever setting up a show out in Babylon. And we walk in, and he has the tiger hat on. And it was really funny because, you know, we took a picture with him, and someone walked up to his table and was talking about like vintage cards. I was like, "Hey, what are these hats? Is it like a little league team? You know, like, what are these?" So I tried to tell him what it was. And as we were talking about the hats, a guy walked by with a Black Jaded Wolf hat on. You know, the Michael Jordan PSA 10 looking one, right? And I said, "Hey, that's a nice hat." And he's like, "Thanks, I like it." And I said, "Do you do business with them?" He's like, "No, I don't know who they are. It's a cool hat." I was like, "All right, cool."
Yeah, because most of the people that have the hats usually knows me, you know, because we usually give it away to people I know and stuff. So I'm curious who that guy is.
I can describe him to you if you like. You didn't really hear me too well, but I mean, who knows? But yeah, it's fun to see kind of like the, you know, the swag out there, you know, like the hats and stuff. I was giving out Beckett codes for people. Hey, you want to agree with Beckett? Oh, you never agreed with Beckett before. Here you go. So that was fun. But yeah, I mean, interesting show. A little Pokemon, a little Pop Century.
What's the name of the show?
This is Behind the Diamond. It's called.
Oh, okay, I know, John. Yep.
And it was out in Babylon. Ian opened up some Falcon and the Winter Soldier packs. You know, we didn't get anything good. He opened up packs of this like cut ticket stubs, like a Leaf product that has like concert tickets.
Oh, okay, wow.
It was a blaster, it looked like.
Did you get a good ticket? Oh,
Ariana. 2 tickets, Ariana Grande and Carrie Underwood.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, one from the Barclays Center and one from Philadelphia, like Wells Fargo.
Nice.
That was cool.
Now we could get those signed, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they're inside, they're like slabbed up and they're like inside a card. It's kind of cool.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I mean, it's something different, you know. That was one of the, you know, I was like, oh, you could open this. That's fine. You know, what's another box of, you know, of Chronicles, or maybe you get something cool out of this box. Who the hell knows?
Definitely.
So, that's the show I went to.
Okay.
Did you do any shows in the last couple of weeks?
Oh my God, there's Dallas, so much shows.
And then you did Dallas,
Chicago.
Chicago. That's
yes.
It. So we have
Chicago, and then yesterday I took a day off and looked at houses.
So nice. So tell me about Chicago. Tell me about the Chicago show is at the same. What is it?
Yes, Rosemont. Yep.
I think it's
Donald Stevenson Convention Center. Yep.
It's the same place as the National.
Yes. It's in another level, I think. So during the National, they use the biggest room. So this one is adjacent to that room, basically. It's a little smaller, but there was a big tattoo convention on the main room. Yeah, so there was a lot of people.
What tattoo did you get? Chewy?
No. My mom will kill me. So.
It's like Herbert for life.
Right man, no. I will cry and then.
Well, I mean, listen, a tattoo convention that would make for some interesting, you know, evenings.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's a good time. All right, so tell me about that show. Tell me what. So
the show was. Yes, Siobhan went with me. The show was very, very good, actually. It was pretty busy. Traffic was good. So there's a lot of demand for tables and stuff like that. So they kind of open up a smaller room next to the room. So it was very good. Beckett was there. I think PSA was taking orders there. I don't think they were slabbing because they have Mint coming up anyway. So, but there was a lot of people are asking for, if you have like cheaper stuff, it's like selling everywhere right now. You know?
Good. Cheaper,
yeah,
what, like
and there's
Chicago
tons
stuff,
of kids.
like local stuff, or just anything.
No, anything. It's weird. The hobby is like it's almost going back to where they were. Like everybody's collecting what they want to collect. I guess the affordability is there again. You know what I mean? If you want I sold a bunch of Darren Fox, cheaper slab. I guess he's not $10 anymore. So
Well, that's good. I mean, listen, that's what people are collecting. So, I mean, that's a good thing, right? I mean, you want people to go in there and buy who they like and not worry, wow, if I pay $25 for this De'Aaron Fox slab, how am I going to sell it for 35 next week at the Mint or at another show? No, it's just
exactly, yeah, and the trade night was great. The show overall was very good. The last 3 show I had in Chicago was very promising.
Did you buy?
Sold some big stuff too. Buying, I did better than Dallas.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely a buying show. Not as good as Philly buying wise, but I did buy some. I picked up a couple of Jordan inserts. It depends on what. There's a lot of that show. There's a lot of Jordan gonna walk up to you. Either inserts. There's one table's just old Jordan inserts, basically. Card ladder. Josh might like it. So there's one guy who literally collected Jordan for like 20 years, and now he's slowly liquidating them and stuff like that. But it's not that. See, that's the thing. He's also rebuying newer stuff, which is good. So I know a lot of. Huh?
Is he buying LeBron? Is he selling his Jordan, buying LeBron?
He's buying a mix of stuff. Not LeBron.
Not LeBron.
Yeah. But it's actually a bunch of people looking for LeBron there. I just didn't have much LeBron, I kind of sold him to before he broke the scoring record. And then the rest I just keep, so.
How about football? Football starting to move, or is baseball? What do you got going on?
So football was actually selling very well there. The news just broke at that time that Justin Fields got some wide receiver. So he's going through the same story as Hurts last year when they got AJ Brown. So there's like a big boost. I guess people listen to the podcast, when you get a good team around them, you start maybe I'm not saying go all in, but do your research, read, So,
I mean, what do you think about that? You think Fields can do what Hurts did, or you think they're a different player?
They're a little bit different players, and I'm not sure on the coach yet. So, obviously, the Sirianni was very good at kind of pushing for Hurts, giving him all the confidence and all that stuff. Like, we're not drafting for a QB; you're the QB going in, So. I'm not sure in this year because I didn't see Field throw a lot last year. That's what I'm scared of. Anytime. So I didn't go all in on Hurts until I looked at the second year and he started throwing more. Yep. He was making good decisions too. He's not like, oh, I feel a little pressure, I'm going to throw. So that's one thing I like the improvement. So that's why if you like a kid, you got to keep watching every season. Are they improving? Are they the same player? So to me, Hurts is going towards the right direction. I don't think he's a complete player yet, but I think Fields have that talent, but I'm not sure. I need to see this season before I go all in. I am buying some smaller stuff, just to see maybe we could move it during nationals.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the one good thing, it's NFC.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a little bit of an easier time in the NFC for folks, but it's we shall see. I mean, the quarterback, that's fun. Last year, how about Tua? You unloading Tua? You picking up? Are you doubling down on Tua?
I'm standing still, basically. Okay. Because it's kind of crazy if we keep, investing on a kid when there's such a big question mark, He's taking, even in the off season, I read articles about him. He's joining like some martial art classes to learn how to fall. So I used to do martial arts. So I'm like, it's great. You know how to protect yourself. But I think it's so different, getting hit by a 300-pounder guy.
Not somebody you want to hear him compared to. Although this guy had some success.
Yeah.
But Mark Sanchez, he couldn't slide. You remember that?
That's true. Yep, I remember.
Classes, like lessons in how to slide
to
avoid getting hit because he was like, he was
yeah.
he couldn't get his legs out of the way. He like didn't know
Exactly. Yeah. And then there's this thing about Jordan Love too. It's like his price point is basically built in that he's going to start and do well too. Not just it's like Hurts last year didn't get hot till later, but Jordan Love is basically priced into like more than Hurts. He's basically gonna do well, and I'm not sure that team could do well.
I bought Love last year around this time.
Yep.
A little later, actually, like preseason, where I was hoping that he would get traded. It was one of those kind of things where like it was the preseason, he's still there. They got to make a decision with him, and there was all kinds of trade rumors and stuff.
Yep.
And then I thought, all right, maybe he'd get traded at the trade deadline to a team that needed him. Especially if Green Bay wasn't doing that well, maybe he'd even get a chance to play here in Green Bay. And I got to tell you, I did exactly what you talked about with Fields and what you did with Hurts. I watched Love play in the preseason. I couldn't sell his stuff fast enough. He does not look legit. And I know a lot of people are buying him, and I don't think they're actually watching. I don't think they watch, and you didn't get to see a lot of him last year. I think you're going to see a lot of people surprised when preseason comes and Love is getting, some actual playing time. He does not look the part. I mean, there's a reason. I mean, I know he played behind.
He doesn't seem very accurate right now.
Not at all.
And to me, if you don't have a line, that's not going to help.
Yep.
And that's my fear on him. And people are paying astronomical for his prices. These are not like, let's take a gamble, it's safe still. It to me right now it's kind of expensive. So there's other guys that you could take a gamble. I think might be a good gamble. I mean, obviously Lamar is one of those guys, but I'm not a Lamar fan per se, because looking at 3 years, I'm not sure he improved throwing wise, and decision making wise for me to continue investing in him. But there are rumors today that apparently he requested a trade and he wants to go to the Patriots, Wow. So that's one quarterback that could really benefit having Belichick coaching him, but not 100% sure it could be done.
I gotta tell you, in the beginning of this offseason, I was holding out hope as a Raider fan that they would come in, swoop in, and take Lamar.
You like Lamar?
Yeah. I mean, listen, because the Raiders suck, and the Raiders are in a division with, I think, an improved Herbert this year. I think the Chargers are a better team, and you have the Chiefs there who are always going to be fantastic. Denver can't be as bad as they were last year. I think Russell Wilson, another year off of his injury, is a little bit better. I don't think he's that great, but they actually
made some trades, so
yeah, I anticipate the Raiders like being in the the like dweller. The cellar dwellers, right? So at least Lamar would be fun. They'd let him do his thing. They'd let him run. He'd have Devontae Adams to throw it to. He would have Darren Waller to throw it to. But instead, they traded Waller and they signed Jimmy G, which, I mean, it's basically telling the fan base, like, we're not going to suck, but we're not going for it for real. Like, we're signing somebody who's, like, going to hold the place for somebody else. I kind of hope at 7, one of the decent QBs is still available, and maybe they draft one and let him learn behind Jimmy G. And maybe we have, our next quarterback, I was shocked Jimmy G signed there too, because I thought that's not a good team for him. He needs to go to a team that has weapons already. And, so I was shocked with that. But the 6, I don't know. It's like the 49ers, I think it still needs a QB. I'm not sure, the team is like geared to win now. I just don't know. QB is, and this is NFL. You still need a QB. You know what I said? Really... I'm still betting Tom Brady's playing there until somebody proves it otherwise. Until week 1, week 2, whatever it is, and there's no Brady there. I said it. I know. I said it like I think he's going to San Francisco, and then the next day he came out with that video. Saying, on the beach where he's like, I'm done. But notice about a month or 2 after that, he said he's not going to start with Fox until the following year.
Oh, really?
He's not starting with Fox. He's not going to work doing, the announcer thing this year. So it leaves this season open.
Possible.
I'm just saying, Niners would be. I mean, if Brady goes there, is that team not the favorite for a Super Bowl?
Oh, I think they are favorite even without the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? I mean, Lamar there would be an interesting thing also. All right, so too much. I like Lamar because Lamar and Fields are. I think it's a good comparison. I really do.
Yep.
And think about that for a second, because what that means is maybe Fields goes out there and runs like crazy and has an MVP type season this year, but no one's going to care in 2 years. Just like nobody cares about Lamar right now. It's an interesting thing. The Lamar Jackson saga it's definitely interesting because he has no agent. And he has his mom making phone calls on his behalf. And, it's odd. And I don't really blame that as much as I blame he's not a free agent. Like, he's not really a free agent. So
they could play hardball and totally not do anything with him this year, and he's going to waste a year, and that's big, in football. So
I think that's so. I mean, one of the things in negotiating, right? When we're about to try to resolve a case, if the other side knows that they can get a deal done, that's when they offer the most, right? It's not you do this with cards. You know what I mean? It's like, oh well, I wasn't really planning on selling it, right? And then you kind of like nibble on either side of the deal. But if you say, all right, my bottom line is X, the other side can take it or leave it, knowing that if they take it, they're walking away with that card. Other teams in the league, they don't have that with Lamar. If they make an offer, that doesn't mean that they actually get the player. That's, I think,
exactly
part of the biggest thing that's going on with Lamar right now, because they can make an offer and then, it gets matched. So
we'll see.
All right, so we got Mint coming up. Talk to me about what you're doing in the lead up to Mint, because you know what I'm doing? I'm getting cigars ready. I'm picking out what clothes I'm going to wear. I got to get some suit jackets, look fancy. I'm bringing some cards to potentially drop off and get graded. I don't think they're going to grade them, which is funny.
Why not? What are you doing? Grading there. So I just want you to know that weekend it's also the Chantilly show.
Chantilly, yep.
Yeah. So obviously Chewy, part of my team, is gonna be there. But me, I'm prepping for Mint, and I'm very excited. Everybody asks me about why are you excited? I mean, I know I'm a dealer, but the goal is to sell there. But I am gonna go sell there, but there's so much other things that's going on that week. Everybody's booking their appointments with people, meetings. There's tons of that, lunches. It's like people play golf to get deals done, right? This is Mint. Everybody just goes there to get deals done. It's like if you're a free agent, this is where you go to get signed something.
Somebody sign me. Let's go. Black Jaded Wolf Uncaged, episode 12. Fire. Who wants to have lunch with us?
No. So I thought you guys are doing some live stuff, right?
Yeah,
maybe we could do a live too. Yeah.
Friday from 4 to 6 o'clock is our live now, I believe.
Okay.
I think 11 o'clock slot is sports card nonsense.
Okay. And then there's also tons of you got RSVP for all the after parties, tons of after parties.
You're coming on Saturday? You have an invite already, I'm sure, right? For the Saturday night party at the Rum Bar? If not, I'm sending you one of my invites.
I have a lot on Friday. I don't know why. I have 2, 3 on Friday. Do you have 2, 3 on Friday?
Listen, if I don't create my own party, I don't go anywhere. No one has invited me to anything because I'm insane. They're afraid I'm going to make a video about them, I guess. I don't know. I get no love. I get no respect. I'm like, I
actually have to apologize to a couple of them. No, so tons of party, just to meet up and talk and stuff like that. If you have good ideas, it's good to kind of talk to some people. I know Panini, I don't know what's their presence going to be, but they and then obviously Fanatics.
They announced they're going to have a cool pack.
And if you notice, they have a cool pack. And if you notice, Michael Rubin is showing up every show, everywhere right now. So we're going to see. Huh?
Did you see that video? He was at, I think he was at.
He's not with Rob.
With Rob.
In Burbank? Yep.
Burbank. And then he FaceTime, with.
Yep. That girl.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, will he show up in Mint? I don't know. We'll see. You know what I mean?
Who knows?
So, but besides that, I'm bringing some bigger stuff, just for conversations and also hopefully sell some. It's also the start of baseball, so I feel like some baseball. So I don't want this. I don't want to disappoint people that are coming, that are consumers. I actually think there's a tons of dealers this year that are set up. Some of the better dealers are set up this year more than last year. Some retail people were complaining there was not a lot of dealers. I think you'll be surprised there's a bunch of more dealers this year. So definitely.
So I have a question for you, because you're a seller, you're a baseball. Is now the time to sell Anthony Volpe?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. All right. We always agree. There's not drama here.
The funny part is I don't have a single one anymore.
There you go. So
it's kind of scary. I always have one or two, but for some reason he got so hot to a point that I couldn't hold him, because everybody's already giving him like a next Derek Jeter career,
Yeah. He's already priced as if he's already played half of Derek Jeter's career.
Exactly. And to me, that's scary. I feel like, and people don't understand, baseball is such a longevity game. I mean, look at how Trout up and down, and now Judge, up and down. There's just a lot of times. Don't feel FOMO when it comes to prospecting. There's always up and down, unless he starts and then hit 10 home run and nonstop hit 50 home run this year. Then we can't touch him.
There we go. So listen, you went to Dallas. You didn't have as easy a time buying. Selling was easy because of the repacks, and you talked about that show. I learned a lot from that one. You went to Chicago, and it seemed like it was a good show all around. Obviously, a little more Jordan, available there. Talk to me about something that's unique from Mint. How are you prepping for it? It's only the second one, and it's a different type of show than it was even last year, because it's a larger show space, and it doesn't have like the vulturing of the show, of the panels and stuff taking away from the show. So what are you doing different from Mint? Are you bringing certain types of cards there? What are you looking to sell?
I'm bringing some bigger cards, probably like 2,000 and up, for trade. There's going to be tons of people. I'm still bringing some cheaper slab that's for retail, obviously, because I don't want retail people to come and it's just all $10,000 cards. It's going to be very disappointing. So if everybody just brings that, but I think there's going to be tons of willing and dealing, not just in the show, but outside of it. One thing, I don't think there's a trade night, but there's tons of parties. But I don't think there's a trade night, so people might not like that. But it's a little different feel. But if you think about it, those parties, you could bring cards if you want. And there's also tons of people that have like private rooms or rented space that you could do deals. So don't be discouraged when it comes to that. I'm more worried about like regular people when it comes to this type of show. I'm very excited. Everybody's very excited. I want them to be excited too, that they could find some deals, some unique cards, and I think there will be there. So
well, the only thing I'll say about Mint is, if you see Sharon, if you see Black Jaded Wolf here, come say hi.
Yes, right? Definitely.
That's key, right? I mean, it's something that I hear also, and I've got a lot of messages. It's like, hey, I hope to see you. Hopefully have time to say, listen, stop me, tap me on the shoulder, stop us, say hello. Say you saw the show. Tell us what you hate. Tell us what you like.
Exactly.
Tell us what you hear.
I always tell people that it's so funny. You just reposted the episode, I think, when I got to Chicago, and then they're like, "Oh my God, I listened to your episode all the time," and I'm like, "Oh, really? There's a new one coming out?" No, I listened to that already.
See, that's good.
I'm like, wow, okay. Yeah. And then he's like, "No, not to Cage, but you're always number one in my episode list. Later on, if I have time, I listen to the other ones."
Good.
It's a joke, but
we have to have. I mean, people have their favorites. There are baseball people. One of my friends was like, "All right, I'm like 10 episodes behind. What should I listen to?" And I'm like, "You love the World Baseball Classic. Like, watch the one with DPZ and Daddy Rip, and they talked about the WBC final. And just go ahead and listen. You're a baseball guy. Go ahead and listen to that one. It's fun.
Definitely. Actually, the last week, the hottest guy that I've been selling is Ohtani. So
it's amazing.
I mean, it's amazing. his rookie PSA 8, the worst that I got in all my grades, are selling for $60.
It
And
really
this is
is.
not even a Bowman Chrome or anything, like cheaper product. That's insane.
He has a lot of rookie cards. He has
Huh?
a lot of cards.
Yes, but every PSA 10 Allen Ginter paper, those are like cheap, not like updates, but they're still cheaper product. They're still like $80, $90. How other players can sell that? I mean, nobody. Everybody is like $20, $30 in PSA 10. So it's amazing how hot Otani is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great he struck out Trout in the.
Well, you'd like to think, all right, I mean, he can't keep this up, but every time you turn around, he does something else where you're like, wow,
Yeah.
add to the legend of Otani.
Yeah.
The WBC was another example. I mean, he was hitting balls off the bat the way Judge does. At kind of exit velocity there. He's throwing pitches as fast as like Aroldis Chapman in his prime. I mean, he's throwing at 102. Yep. He's hitting at 110 or 115, and he's getting to first base in 4 seconds. I mean,
That's
it really
crazy.
is. He's as fast as a base stealer.
Yep.
He hits the ball as hard as any power hitter, and he pitches as hard and as accurately as any power pitcher in the game. It really is an amazing thing. I hope he can keep it up for some length of time.
He needs to be healthy. I mean, that's a scary part because he plays a great outfield too. People don't understand. I mean, people don't focus on that, but he's not a bad outfielder,
100%. Okay, so give me what makes Mint a good show for you? Give me it's positive if this, and it could be sells, selling cards. It could be meeting somebody. It could be going to a panel. Anything.
I think people don't get that having a good show is sometimes you have to be more proactive too. I mean, it's like Chicago. It's not as much repack, but I still set up a repack deal before, So it's like, so I will be in touch with some of my customer and like, are you going to be there? So I guaranteed there's already sales there before I even touch down on Thursday. And then I also set up you got to plan ahead, know who's hot, who you're bringing, who's going to sell projecting, you got to plan all those stuff. And then I mean, if some big stuff, if there are stuff that you think might be good to move right now, move them, don't be afraid to move them. I think Jordan Love if you have a nice Jordan Love NT, probably try to trade and you could get a big haul for that. So
I'm hearing if it's not a good show, it's because you didn't do the preparation work ahead of time.
Yep, basically. I mean, set appointments. If your goal is to meet fanatics, go set an appointment, Don't tell me, oh, it's hard to set an appointment. You could do it. I mean?
Listen, give them the secret. How do they set an appointment with fanatics? They just call like 1-800-FANATICS.
No, that might be a little tough.
That's the tough part, right?
You need to go to their booths, smooth around, or talk to Cage,
Yeah, hey now.
Yeah, you gotta talk to someone, basically.
So, you gotta love it.
I mean, from there and do some sales and let's have fun. Enjoy all the other events, not just the card show.
I mean, success for me, it's funny because even though we have a lot of people here, I don't get to see you often enough. I see you at shows, but we're running around. It'd be nice to after the show, an evening, have a drink. Yep. You can come have a cigar. I know you're a cigar smoker. And what I mean? So
some people don't. I actually love that. I enjoy the shows, but it's really after the shows. The dinner I have with people, and most of the time I schedule different people every evening. It's just that's the fun part of the show that I think some people are not paying attention to it, but a lot of deals get done because of that. And
anybody wants to have dinner with me, please. Send me a message. I got no dinner. I'm planning on a lot of Chick-fil-A.
I heard your own book.
Burger, maybe. No, it's funny. My favorite thing that happened in Atlantic City, I was coming back to the hotel. I forget. It was late. I don't know if we were at a trade night. I was coming back from one of the dinners at Atlantic City. And I ran into the guys who own Wheelhouse Cards. I think it's in near Philly. Right?
I know them. Yeah.
They're like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, it's midnight. I was thinking about going back to my room. They're like, let's go grab a drink and a cigar. And there was a cigar bar. I was at the shop. I went over there and they bought me a drink. We chatted. We talked about their repacks, their mystery packs that they do and what they do for the kids in the store and stuff. That was a lot of fun. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Just talk about the hobby, having a drink, smoking a cigar, and just I like that, right?
Yes.
Sure, it's great. Let's sell some cards. Let's buy some
Yeah,
cards.
that's my favorite part of it. Oh, so one more thing that could make my show really successful. Give me 1 second.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Some of my PSA subs that I'm hoping, all white. Trevor Lawrence, number 10. I don't know if you could see it. I'm going to get out the picture. Okay. Oh, I have what do you call that? You see it?
Is that like a blue wave? It's a little blurry.
Yeah, blue shimmer.
Blue shimmer. Okay. Blue shimmer auto?
Yeah, blue shimmer. Okay, I can't show it. But blue shimmer, blue shimmer, Trevor Lawrence, number 10 from Prism. And, field level number 5 of Trevor Lawrence. I told you I'm buying Trevor Lawrence. and then a bunch of white sparkle of Hurts, rookie, Anthony Edwards, and LeBron. So any one of those gem will be I'll owe you another cigar or something.
If any of those gem, I think a few of them are gonna gem. Listen,
so tell people, bring their stuff to take advantage of this promo. I think it's a good deal with PSA and stuff like that.
Yeah, and PSA is definitely doing grading. I know some other folks are there. I know that Beckett is going to be there. I think they're only doing take back submissions.
Yep.
But they're doing cards, comic books, tickets. They still have that through Mint. They're doing the $40 off priority service, the 2 to 5 day turnaround. 10% off, I think, for Mint base and standard services. I think Beckett Collect, their their platform, they're doing live demos at their booth at Mint. And I've heard
I have some submission for Beckett too. So
there's some special Beckett announcement coming at Mint.
I heard. I'm excited.
No, we'll see. That's also the fun of it, right? Everybody wants to go and kind of make a splash. Everybody wants to, here's big news, here's this, here's that. And, it's, I'll have to do like a hobby news recap like I did my video today, a little 60 seconds. I'll give you the hobby. I see Ken Golden just commented, hey now. We'll see what that is after we're done recording. But no, I have a lot of fun with this stuff. And I really do. I wish you luck with your PSA subs. I'm going to call... How many cards are you grading? 5?
5 cards.
3 of them. 10.
Oh my God, that's very. Let's see. I'm nervous about that, but okay. But also, another thing is, people, if you want to try out some apps, there's some good apps that's going to be doing some promo and showing you, how you could help your business and stuff like that. They're all there too. So.
Maybe next time we record, we could talk about some of the stuff we saw at the show.
Yeah, definitely.
There, maybe we could talk about like, hey, here's a company that was there. Here's what these guys do, and we can kind of look. We talk about the shows. We talk about the lead up to the shows. We'll talk about the show after. But I do expect this to be an interesting mix, right? Some of the companies doing their stuff. Some of the new companies coming and trying to show off what they're doing. Giveaways. A lot of cool panels. So I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about in our next episode. Ionescu
is going to be there. So I'm going to be on attendance on that panel.
Really? Look at you. All right. So, I am going to be stalking Jason Williams, White Chocolate. See if I can play Papa Shot with him. Somebody, was it? I think
I might give you a card of his so you could get it signed.
At the show yesterday, Throwback Sports, he gave me a couple of Jason Williams cards also.
Really?
I said, hey, He didn't even know. He gave to Ian. He was like, hey, ask you that who this is. And Ian's like, that's White Chocolate. I know Jason Williams.
I heard he doesn't want to sign that, right? Inscription.
Yeah, he won't do the inscription.
Yeah, he won't do it. So there was a show that he attended, and I wanted to get that signed, but the promoter said he doesn't like to sign that nicknames. But it's okay.
I want to play basketball with him. Play, like a little Papa Shot.
It's only you, so now you can just show that to Ian.
There you go. Come say hi. That's what we ask. Come say hi. Come say hi.
Say hi.
Yes. We want to talk. Tell us what you like and what you don't like. Right, talk to you soon.
Bye.
With nearly 40 years as the most trusted resource for collectors, dating back to the first Beckett magazine in 1984, Beckett has been the brand that bridges generations of the hobby. We're happy to be partnering with Beckett and look forward to keeping you all updated on the big things happening at the company in 2023. Beckett. It's the name you know and the name you can trust.